Hey everybody, I want you to head down to teespring.com and check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of Bondy's merch.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another clause review, you guys. All right, y'all, the episode is a good one because the season is about to finish out. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry about the noise in the background. If you can hear it, like my neighbors are always doing something. Like something is always being done around here. It's quite annoying. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into my notes. So, y'all, this is the morning after, and Ann is having a dream that she and Arlene are together with their little girl, and then when she wakes up and realizes that she's gone, she starts crying again, and Jen, Virginia, and Desna are all, around her on the bed, kissing her and just trying to comfort her and make her feel better, and they get her back to sleep, and then they go back out into the living room so that Desna can tell them that she has to kill Melba now because the professor, whatever his name is, okay, I put it in my notes in here somewhere, because after a while they started calling him Benedict Lou instead of calling him the professor, so it was just kind of confusing for a second. But anyway, Desna feels bad about what happened with Arlene. Of course she feels bad about what happened with Arlene, but at the same time, the way they about to blame Desna for this shit is going to annoy me. Because I feel like Desna makes dumbass decisions all the time, but they always be right behind her here for the shits. So I just didn't like the fact that at some point throughout the episode, they were blaming her for everything. Like everybody didn't choose to be a part of the fuck shit, okay? But either way, Jen and Virginia try to talk Desna out of killing Melba. And Anne shows up. They thought she was asleep, but she pops up in the living room and she's like, Melba needs to die and I'll do it for you, Des. I'll do it. See what I'm talking about? I'll do it. And Dudley is like, no, I'm trying to protect y'all. I'm going to do it. Let me worry about it. And it's like she always say that and still end up calling them for help. So they just got to wait 10 minutes. Okay? Polly is worried about being caught for killing the governor and making it look like a suicide. So she runs to Joe the GM's office all in a scurry. Okay? And Joe the GM assures her that Benedict Lou won't let them get caught for this because this is what he needed them to do. Okay, and she asks how long he's known Benedict Lou. Like, how long have you known this guy? And Joe the GM doesn't really want to share. And she's like, okay, so let me get this straight. You can share my vagina and we can kill somebody together, but you can't tell me, how long you've known this guy. Like, what the fuck? So he just went ahead and told her that he was the one that called the Macau and told them that Mac and Melba was skimming off the top. He was the one that ran and told that. All right. He was the mole. And can y'all believe he did it all because they adopted Dean? I said, really? All of this because of Dean? Really? Aren't you an adult? What's happening here? This dude is a psychopath. And the fact that Polly is, so into him just shows how crazy Polly's ass really is. Polly be irking the shit out of me sometimes with the decisions that she makes, and then she won't cry about the shit and all of that and want us to still think she's a good person and all of that shit. Okay? But here you are, in love, walking around killing people and robbing people and extorting people with a fucking psychopath. I don't even know what you want us to say to you anymore, Polly. I am upset. But Polly realizes that he's the reason why Arlene is dead, but he makes her promise that she won't tell anybody about it. And she promises, but we know she gonna let that slip eventually. Polly can't keep no fucking secrets from the crew. So Bryce is doing hot yoga over at the clinic, y'all. They still trying to help people detox and get their lives together. So they doing hot yoga. And I'm like, where is the fucking water? Hot yoga is not supposed to be all day like this. Y'all are actually supposed to be doing stuff. They just in there with the heat turned up, sweating it out. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, the smell. Second of all, Tats was there. I was like, oh, look at Tats. And, it was just like, here we go with this shit. And Roller comes in and turns on the news. They found Clint's body dead in the water, floated up to the top. Y'all obviously didn't weigh the shit down as much as y'all thought y'all did. Do better next time. Goddamn. I mean, why? You would think a gator or something would have ate them. Just the fact that y'all allowed that body to be found just shows how y'all really should hire other people to kill from now on, because y'all don't know what y'all doing, okay? And they thought that Clint ran off with Sasha Sparkle, okay? That's what, they put out there. But everybody knows, what happened. Everybody knows that Roller killed Clint because Uncle Daddy tried to protect Toby because Toby shot at Desna because he was mad that Desna wasn't respecting Uncle Daddy's white male privilege. I was just like, oh my God. Uncle Daddy said he gonna take care of it because y'all know now Toby is all, scared and doesn't know what's gonna happen next and, feeling bad about it and wanting to tell the truth. And Uncle Daddy said, no, just calm down now, baby. You want to talk to somebody, you talk to me. I'm handle this, okay? So Polly goes to Desna and tells her that she and Joe the GM killed the governor. And she was like, but they said it was a suicide. He was like, we made it look that way. And then Desna tells her about Melba having to be killed in order for Desna to continue to live, basically, is what the Macau has told her, all right? And Polly offers to help because, she's always down to kill someone, but Desna says, no, she got it, which we know is not true. Melba tells Dean about Mac dying, and Dean is very upset, and he jumps up and he's like, no, wait, what are you, no, it can't be true, he's kind of flipping out, and he says that he can't do the tournament, and Melba is like, no, you have to do the tournament, remember, this is what Mac would have wanted, this is what your daddy would have wanted, and I love you, son, I love you just like a son, and we're gonna do this, so she convinces Dean that he should just go back downstairs and finish the tournament, because he's feeling like not doing this since Mac is dead. What's the point since Mac is dead? And I'm just like, oh my God, ding, ding, ding. He stresses me out, y'all. He stresses me out because it's just like, why? I just feel like why put so much trust in people that you just met and not listen to your sister who's protected you y'all whole life? Like, he kills me with this, because Desna came in and was trying to talk to him and he kind of just brushed her off and ran to go do the Mahjong tournament. And I just kind of was like, I didn't like the way he did her, but then he's constantly treating her like shit. So I'm going to get past it. Let's move on. Melba says she's going to the restroom and she's going to meet Dean downstairs. So Desna follows her into the bathroom, locks the door, walks up to her stall, pulls out the gun, and fearfully shoots through the stall. And I said, bitch, did you at least make sure it was her first? Like, oh my God, it's a public bathroom in the fucking casino when you just bust through the door. Like, nobody else is ever gonna be around. I thought that didn't make sense, y'all. But then we come back from commercial break and find out that it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in my limousine, okay? And she and Melba, go out to wash hands, and Melba tells her how many shitty men she had to go through before she got to Mac Daddy, and she's just, really upset about Mac being gone. And then she's like blowing her nose and shit and then touching Desna and all of this, like trying to touch her face and all of that. What is wrong with people? Desna tells Melba that she needs to get some rest. Maybe she should let her take her home. And she was like, no, I need to go downstairs and be there for Dean. He's the only family I have left. And I'm like, girl, if you don't fucking stop, who is you putting on the show for? So Uncle Daddy and Roller talk about Clint while the ambulance is pulling one of the guys out of the hot yoga. The hot rehab. He passed out. So it's not another one, god damn it. Okay, so they talking about what they gonna do to try to make sure that they don't get caught for this shit, because Roller is kind of flipping out. He was like, I can't go back to jail, Des. Toby is sitting right there, listening to the conversation. And Roller says that he would do it again because Clint tried to kill his baby Desna. So he would kill Clint again if he had to, which makes Toby feel some type of way. And I'm just, y'all, I can't stand Toby. Toby is the most annoying character on the show. Like, I hate Toby. And this episode just, like, made it even more clear why I can't stand him. So, y'all, Dean thought he was going to win that Mahjong tournament, but ended up losing. Okay, and Desna pulls a gun on Melba in the middle of the room, when everybody's talking after he lost the tournament, pushes her out to the car where the crew is waiting. Didn't I say that she was going to call, the crew? Melba said some little slick shit, thought it was going to be a sex party or something like that, had high hopes. Okay, but look, now she's being kidnapped with a gun to her back, and she said some small shit, and Ann reached back and smacked the shit out of her. I was like, damn, Ann, that was a hard slap, bitch, damn. So then they take her back to the shop, and Melba tells Ann that Benedict killed Arlene and that it wasn't Mac. So now Ann is pissed and looking at Desna like she lied so that she could take over the casino. Like, you was trying to get me to kill Melba so you could take over the casino. And we all know that that's not what that really was about. I feel like she was trying to protect Ann. Because if she went after Benedict like she wanted to go after fucking Melba, then she would have got herself and her baby killed. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going straight off of emotion and you pregnant. Like, girl, like, you obviously are grieving and hormonal and you think we about to tell you the absolute truth so you can go out here and get yourself killed. Like, I did understand Desna doing that, but nobody else is understanding that. And so now the rest of the crew is looking at Desna like, oh, so we killing Melba to protect you so you can get the casino. Desna says, all y'all wanted in on a casino. You know what? At some point, y'all gonna have to start taking responsibility for y'all part in this shit. Okay, I'm not the one who sent Arlene to the casino. And I'm not the one who put Patel's business out, which is probably what started all of this shit. And Ann gets upset. She's like, how could you dare blame me? And it's like, well, Ann, you were making dumb fucking decisions. I knew when you were sending Arlene over there that was a bad move and that you should not have told her that she should do that. You shouldn't have never been okay with that because them fucking people was crazy and you knew that. Okay? And you just still sent her over there thinking she was going to be able to handle it by herself. Like, you need to take some blame, and it ain't all Desna's fault. Polly starts giving some dumbass animal analogy about how the casino money has Desna losing her shit. And it's like, are you really, like, making it seem like Desna is more fucked up when you know the real reason why Arlene is dead? Desna says, well, at least I'm not in love with Joe the GM, bitch. Okay, she brings that up, and everybody is like, what? You in love with Joe the GM? And then Melba starts making all of this noise and shit, so they take the little towel that they put in her mouth out, and she says that you've been messing around with Joe the GM, so you think you know him, huh? And she was like, yes, I think I know him. So Melba was like, oh, so you know that he's married. And she was like, you're lying. She was like, am I? That shit was too funny. And that's when Polly let it slip out that's why Joe called the Macau on y'all, because y'all some fucked up ass people. And I was just like, girl, you just let it slip out that Joe is the reason why the Macau showed up and killed Arlene. So now everybody starts losing their shit on Polly. Desna and them usher everybody into the back away from Melba, and Melba slips out. When they realize she slipped out, they run out. She's running into the parking lot screaming, help, help, and it's a bunch of circus people. I don't know why. So then she's scared and runs away from them, and Desna grabs her as she runs into Dr. Ken, who's just spilled pills all over the floor. And he's like, oh, hey, Polly, how's Joe? And, you know, she's like, oh, he's fine. You know, he's a really trustworthy man. He's the most trustworthy man I've ever been with. And Ken was like, you know, what are you implying? Are you implying that I would steal drugs from my own pharmacy and then sell them on the side? Because that's totally not true. It's like, way to tell on yourself, Dr. Ken. Probably don't have time for this shit. So she goes back into the salon with the rest of the ladies so they can figure out what the fuck to do with Melba. Rolla talks to Dean after Dean lost the Mahjong tournament. And Dean ain't even really worrying about it. You know, now that Mac is dead, he doesn't really care about losing the Mahjong tournament. He just don't have nobody to talk to. And, you know, Rolla was like, why don't you talk to Virginia? And he's like, well, you know, I kind of messed that situation up. I ended our formal engagements. And Rolla was like, well, you should try to get that started again. And I was like, so y'all really, you know, it seemed like Virginia and Dean are gonna find their way back to one another. Like, that's what it really seemed like to me. I didn't think that was gonna happen, but we saw that ain't nothing gonna happen with Jen's baby daddy. Because Jen's baby daddy spent most of their date talking about Jen. So, I don't think him and Virginia are gonna be a thing the way we thought they were. So Toby texts Uncle Daddy he's confessing. So he and Bryce run after Toby. They think he's going to confess at the church, but this motherfucker went to the police department to confess. I said, somebody need to knock Toby head the fuck off after that, okay? He actually went to the police, y'all, and told them that Rolla was the one that killed Clint. Meanwhile, Uncle Daddy and Bryce go to the church, and Uncle Daddy kills the fucking priest because he thinks the priest has been told about what they did. Even if the priest did, no one gonna tell nobody he a priest. They don't tell people secrets. Okay, at least, I mean, look, I've never heard of that happening. So a priest seemed to be able to keep secrets very well. Okay. Also, did y'all hear how Toby was talking about how he was, you know, molested by a priest? Did y'all hear him talking about that? he kind of just, glazed over it like it wasn't nothing. But I heard that part. Speaking of Breeze. So Dean runs into the shop. And he sees Melba tied up and Desna with the gun out about to kill Melba. He's like, what are you doing? No, don't kill my mom. Don't kill my mother. And Desna is like, no, Dean. Okay, no, this bitch is crazy. She has to go or I'm going to die if I don't kill her. And Dean is like, you're making another bad decision, Desna. So Desna pulls the gun on Melba and says, tell him, bitch. Tell him the truth. So guess what? She tells him the truth. I wasn't expecting that because she tried to cry and shit at first and was like, please help me, Dean. But now she like, okay, fine. We were going to use the money that Dean won from the Mahjong tournament to run away because we were so deep in with the money we had stolen from the Macau. So we was going to use that money to get away. And we didn't give a damn about you, Dean. And Dean was like, no, you mean to tell me you were playing me the whole time? Dean starts to flip out and shit, right? So he goes into another room and he's like, nobody ever cared about me. And Desna is like, I cared about you. Virginia is there too. Desna says that bitch deserves to die. And this is when Dean tells us that she doesn't want to kill anybody because that was so difficult. She doesn't know what it's like when you lift up a gun and shoot somebody and kill them. You don't know what that's like, and you don't want that. You need to find another way. He said after he killed Zata, things changed. And then when he found Mac and he found Mahjong, he felt like he'd found something and it made him feel better. I didn't realize that Dean was struggling with the fact that he had killed killed Zlata. It didn't seem like it at first. It seemed like he, was like, oh, I'm good at killing people. Remember he said that? And now he's telling us that he felt bad about it. I just, we didn't know, Dean. We sorry. We didn't know. So they decide instead to fake Melba's death. And they go to Polly's morgue hookup and buy a dead hand to give to the Macau and Benedict to prove that she's dead. So they at the shop. They tell her, okay, you can go. And she's like, y'all just gonna let me go like that? And then she walks out and they all follow her outside. And she's like, you shoulda killed me when you had the chance, Desna. Once a pussy, always a pussy. And she's like running out into the street and then bam! She got hit by a big ass truck. She wasn't even in a coma. That bitch went splat. She was dead, okay? Then the ambulance came, and it was like a chicken, like a truck with chickens on it. So, they're making jokes and shit, standing outside, watching as the ambulance, scrapes her off of the, I guess the police, whatever was scraped. I just saw the light scraping her off the sidewalk or whatever. So Melba is dead. And now they have all the proof in the world for the Macau that she's dead. Y'all, Jen said something that I always say. She was like, is it bad that I want fried chicken right now? When I tell you that's like the main thing. Whenever we go get fried chicken, that's the first thing that's said. Is it bad that I want fried chicken? And of course, no, it's not bad that you want fried chicken. Unless you had fried chicken yesterday and then we like, yeah, no, bitch. Okay, no. All right, only a couple of times a week. We're not doing this multiple times a week, okay? Maybe once or twice, but no. Okay, chill out. Because y'all, I can really do the most with the fried chicken. Just give me a titty and some ketchup and a pepper. Get out of my face. So, y'all, Desna stays behind when the girls go get their chicken. And she talks to Anne and she apologizes to her for everything. Even Arlene. And asks if she can ever forgive her. And she says, I don't know. And so Desna says she wishes that she can go back to before all of this, before Zlata, before, everybody. And she turns on the radio and one of those like real slow, sexy salsa songs is playing. I'm sure it's called something else that I don't know. But anyway, so it's a song that they, used to dance to, I guess. And they start to dance, but then it turns into Arlene and Anne. And, she's just telling her that she loves her and it's going to be okay. She just needs a little time. And then when she, comes back to reality and Desna comes back into the room, she's like, I'm just going to need a little time. And she's like, sad about it, but she got to respect it, But I just want Anne to be able to take responsibility for her part in the shit. Because you was just ready to kill somebody this morning, okay? But yeah, y'all. That was it. Next week is the finale. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Come back, share the video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.